Good morning, all you high performers out there. Welcome to Coffee with Dr. Scott. Sitting here enjoying my shot glass full of coffee this morning. I ran out of my normal mason jars one day too soon. Friday is typically the day in the afternoon I carry my bin of dirty glasses, knives, stuff like that I use out here in the garage and take it inside to clean so it comes back out on Sunday. And like I said, I must have used one extra glass this week because I'm one short. So I'm drinking out of the thimble. All right. I am trying to get the show up. Hopefully you're all on there seeing things. All right. So yesterday I talked to 5 people that have never been in my garage before on live video. Sorry. I'd like to make sure everything's running properly. And got some great feedback on this show. Obviously, this is because I started doing this in the group instead of live on Facebook. I have a smaller audience. So, for those of you who are new to me in the group here, we used to have anywhere from 20 to 30 people watching live, and now I have 0, which is fine. Not a big deal to me, but it's nice to get some feedback. And yesterday I got some great feedback. The people are watching it later in the day. They're getting some great benefit out of it. People really like the gratitude yesterday. Everybody likes to see Samantha smile. So all in all, some great feedback on the show, on the morning routine challenge. And I'm very excited to continue sharing that with you as I try to get all my things to work. If you haven't done live shows, you just know that stuff just throws you off. All right. Now I'm good. So anyways, I got some great feedback on that. I got some great feedback on my posters as well. A couple Marvel fans called in, so they were really excited about the Hulk and Marvel back there. Are you a Marvel fan? If yes, hit like or say yes in the comments. Who's excited about Captain Marvel coming up 2 months? And then Infinity War 2 or Avengers 4 or whatever they're going to call it. Endgame, that's right. If anybody else is excited as me, I'm super excited about both of those coming up here. Then another Spider-Man, Guardians of the Galaxy. Anyways, big Marvel fans in our house. I think I told you all that the kids are on a 80-day, no TV, no movies, no screens, no phones, no iPad fast through this season of basketball. Not for basketball reasons, really, per se. It's more just about it's a test. And I can tell you already, they've passed the test. They think they've failed. I have good kids. I mean, for the most part, they're not much of a hassle, but their behavior has just calmed down a lot in the past week since they've been off screens. And, here, as I'm sitting here looking at 3 of them. Sorry. So they're on a fast through Captain Marvel. That's when that's the first movie screen they'll be able to look at. That's how important it is to my kids that they not miss that movie. So we'll go opening night, and that's when they'll get to see something. But try that with your kids. My kids don't watch a lot. I know when they go over to other friends' houses or friends come over, when they go over to other friends' houses, they watch a lot more TV. And when friends come over to our houses, they're always expecting to watch TV, and the TV is never on. But the kids think of it as a treat. Again, they were kind of one show on Tuesdays, one movie on Fridays for a long time. Then you know how it gets. You just kind of get used to it. It gets comfortable, and go ahead and watch a show. And all of a sudden they're watching, one every other day. Grabbing the iPad for 20 minutes here or there. And again, it was never a lot for us. But by taking it away, within 3 days, I looked at my wife. I'm like, we have different kids. Like, they weren't bad before, but they're better kids now. Anyways, that's not the topic of the discussion today. Good morning, Chad. Thanks for stopping by. The topic of discussion today is actually stretching. So we're looking into our morning routine. Let's go over the things that we've talked about so far. I kind of crushed the evening routine. Not crushed it, but I crushed that. No, just the fact that we kind of beat that to death. Talked about all the things we should do at night. But in the morning, we haven't really rehashed yet. So first and foremost, no more snoozing. Snoozing is terrible for your brain, for your body. That constant wake up, get a little bit more back sleep and wake up again. It's stressful. It creates a lot of chemicals in your body that we don't want. So no more snoozing. Number 2, hydrate to dominate. What just happened to my lighting? Number 2, hydrate to dominate. So drinking 16 ounces would be my recommendation first thing in the morning. Wow, that lighting really just popped up, didn't it? 16 ounces first thing in the morning to get your body refreshed and refresh those cells and get some things moving. It's a great way to wake up as well. I'm not saying pour it on your head. I'm just saying drink 16 ounces of it. No, this is not this morning. I had a little bit before I started, but that's coffee plus this morning. I'm almost probably 3/4 of a gallon. I did have an intense rowing workout today, though. 30-second intervals, 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. Whew, I was sweating quite a bit. Anyways, so get that water in there. What else are we talking about? Journaling, gratitude in that journaling, and then purposeful hardship. Making things a little harder on yourself for the first couple days a week so that it seems easier as you go on. That applies a lot more just to waking up early, which again, when you get in a routine, there is no issue. My wife even commented last night that I'm waking up even earlier than normal, and I'm like, just go to bed early. Like, I feel good, and I don't have any, I haven't heard the alarm in 7-8 days because I've gotten into my routine. Again, I took a little bit of time off there for Christmas and New Year's. So anyway, those are the starts. Those are kind of some of the main pieces I think you need to get rolling. We're going to get into some of the exercise stuff and supplements and all that as well. And when we do that, I'm actually probably going to walk you through my process. But what I want to talk about today is stretching. And stretching is here I am talking to a bunch of chiropractors, right? And you would think all of you would stretch on a regular basis. You recommend it to your patients. You know the importance of it, and yet a lot of you don't do it yourself. And I'm acting all holier than thou. I didn't when I practiced either. It's more as I've aged that I've gotten there. So with that age comes wisdom, right? So I can tell my kids all day long that they're going to regret these things that they're doing right now, but they're not going to realize that until they're our age, right? So again, when I was in practice, I was younger, I was fit. I never stretched, but I recommended it to patients who had pain. Like, that's when you stretch, right? Just like that's when you get an adjustment, right? So for me, stretching has become a part of my daily, regular routine. Anybody who was with me last year, I've been through some things with my fitness as far as how I've decided to train. I used to just do a little warm-up and a little stretching in the morning. Last year, that's what I talked about. And then I did my workout later in the day. Then I went through a process where I was like, you know what? I want to start lifting in the morning, getting it out of the way. So I started lifting heavy in the morning. I didn't like that. My body's just not ready for it just yet. So I've come in this new season of mine into doing any of my gymnastics or stretching stuff and my cardio first thing in the morning with a fasted belly, no food in my system. Obviously to increase my metabolism, and then I do my lifting at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So that has worked out very, very well for me. We'll talk about all those things, and obviously you got to find what works for you. And I've been on this journey for years, and even in the past year, I've switched it 3 different ways. Where I'm at right now feels good now, but who knows, a month from now it might change, right? That's the way things go. Even with nutrition, right? You get on a certain nutrition plan, you feel great, and then all of a sudden it just kind of peters off, and you don't, I think your body gets used to it, and you change it up again. Same thing with your workouts. But one thing that I think is uber important for a morning routine is some form of stretching. And I would say take 5 minutes. We all know as chiropractors, the benefits go way further than just preventing injury. There's so many benefits to the body, including just decreasing your stress overall. So getting rid of that snooze button, and again, some people might think that that's harmless, but again, if you think about all that cortisol that's being released when you wake up like that several times in the morning, that's not good for the rest of your day as well. Stretching is the same way. It helps to decrease some of that stress, helps to take some of that ease out of there. We've been doing, my daughter and I have been doing a little bit of, not Samantha from yesterday, Annabella, my oldest daughter, and I have been doing some hot yoga over the Christmas break. I love yoga, any kind of stretching, any kind of movement in the morning. And again, for me, it has to be a 5-minute routine. If you want to do more, but get 5 minutes in. But again, not only does it decrease stress, obviously it's better. It aids digestion, gets things moving for you. You can improve your posture over a period of time. And again, we're just looking at a 5-minute series of stretches. As chiropractors, I shouldn't have to tell you which stretches to do. But you're looking at 10 to 15 seconds per stretch, per body part for the bigger muscles. This is not a place for dynamic stretching, in my opinion. So no bouncing looking here. But again, what we're trying to do is with this consistent stretching is going to improve your overall flexibility, which in turn is going to give you less stress and tension over time. Now, I would add to that any kind of traction or something like that. Like I love to do the Pedibond cervical traction unit over my door over there. So I do that 3 times a week. For my lower back, sometimes I'll just hang from my pull-up bar just to get some decompression there. Then I also go get decompression once a week on my lower back. And then again, just some, I'm not a yoga guy. It's almost like the whole meditation thing where I said I don't meditate, but then I'm like, that's pretty much meditation. With yoga too, I don't know any of the words, but a sunrise vinyasa or something like that, where they do the stretching there, go down to the floor into a plank, do your push-up, come back in. All those things are fantastic movements. And again, if it's just 5 minutes. And I know my wife in the morning, she's got her yoga mat inside the house. And she doesn't do as much exercise in the morning, but she almost always pulls out that yoga mat and just does a couple vinyasas. So a couple movements and stretches and goes through a little warrior series or whatever. But she's on there for 4 or 5 minutes, and she tells me that she knows the difference if she doesn't. Now, I'm doing it with my cardio, so I typically do a little warm-up first, and then I do 5 minutes of stretching to get ready. Then I do my cardio, and then I do any gymnastics work that I have to do for that day, whether it be on the rings or the parallettes or stuff of that nature. Anything that's not lifting heavy weights but is more of a slower, controlled motion. That's my morning. Anyways, this was supposed to just be about stretching. And I've kind of gotten off on all of the workout stuff, which we're going to get into later. But stretch, people. Again, maybe it's just me coming from age, and I know I've seen you come through here. Some of you are just out of school and fresh, and maybe think that it's never going to affect you, but it's going to. It's going to catch up. So now's the time to start stretching, and if it's just a 5-minute routine in your day, it's going to be worth it. It's going to pay great dividends later on in life, but it pays dividends today as well. Again, just by getting things moving, freshening you up, stretching. To some degree, I think it's part of purposeful hardship. To go through a little bit of a stretch to push yourself a little bit, kind of get you ready for the day. So go out and stretch, people. Tomorrow is Happy Friday to everybody. Celebrate. This is in my coaching groups. You know what? I'm going to do it in here as well. I'll post something later today. I would love to hear any successes you have inside the group here. Friday is always a celebration day for me. So inside my coaching groups, we post a little thing and everybody gets on there and tells me what happened great during the week. So I'm going to ask the same of you. You can do it right now if you want to. If you're still watching the show, in the comments down below, just tell me, first of all, tell me about Marvel. Tell me if you're as excited about Marvel movies coming up as I am. Secondly, tell me what went great this week. Give me one thing that you can celebrate that went really well this week. But I'll also make another post here inside the group as well as in my coaching group. So everybody have a celebratory, fantastic Friday, and we will talk to you over the weekend.